Hey, everybody, this is Sin Speaks, and today we're doing the interview with our special guest of the day, Wuten. Today I'm here with my co-host, Windy.
Meow.
How are you, Wuten?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got back from RonyCon. Just got back from visiting friends over the weekend, so I have literally been home for about 2 days. So I'm starting to get everything unpacked and everything back together, and it's a very grueling process, but I'm almost ready for the new college year. So
Nice. You are an AiE fanfiction writer, right?
I am.
Could you tell us some of your more known stories?
Well, the first one that I wrote was Sonic Boom. That was pretty much just the best way to describe it would be wish fulfillment, Anon Dad story with Rainbow Dash, I guess. I don't know, something like that. Another one is, and the rest is browsing history. That's not Anon and Equestria. That's Ponies on Earth, which is sort of like the backwards version.
Pie.
Yeah. Pie. Ponies, yeah. But that's just full on clop. Only read that if you're 18 or up. Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
if you just don't care about...
Yeah, if you don't care about that sort of stuff,
go read it.
It's hilarious. I put puns fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something you could read if you don't care about that sort of stuff. And if you like puns, I put puns everywhere. Anyway, other than that, I can't honestly think of anything else of mine that's
interesting.
I say in quotes popular, I guess. I've been working on something off and on, and that's a bit of a secret, but that'll be something interesting once it's done. So it'll be good.
Yeah, you are nicknamed Wuten, the King of Spaghetti, right?
Haven't been in a while, but yes.
How did you get that term?
Okay, so rewind the clock to about April 2012, so about 3 years. I had just written about halfway into Sonic Boom, and if you're familiar with anything 4chan, you know about the concept of spaghetti stories.
Yeah.
And how, like, they're about awkward moments that just go absolutely out of control, right?
Yeah.
So, without spoiling too many details, I basically drown Equestria in pasta as one of the alternate endings to one of the chapters of the story. I literally drown Equestria in pasta. The end. And that's what happened. And back then, we were sort of a tight-knit group back in the Skype. I think there was only about 20 of us, like, out of all of them. Now, Anon and Equestria is blown up into this huge thing, but back then there was only like 20 of us in the Skype chat. And back then, there was sort of the kings of X, right? You had, like, Aether was the king of Clop, Lucine was king of Feels, Shermanator king of Action, and me, king of Spaghetti. And that just sort of stuck with me ever since. The end.
That's impressive. So, why do you think AiE has gotten so popular nowadays? Well, compared to earlier.
That's sort of a tough question to ask. It's a lot of things it's a lot of things working together. Mostly, a lot of exposure on Fanfiction, because a lot of writers from the AiE threads decided to convert their stories from green text to prose and then post them on Fanfiction. And if you know anything about Fanfiction, there's a lot of shit. But then you get that occasional gem in the mountain of shit. And apparently some of the Anonymous and Equestria stories were those gems. And it just sort of exploded from there in popularity. A friend of mine in Anon and Equestria made public group for it, and all of the stories have been posted there. And you just get, I think there's at least like 500 members in there now. It's crazy, but that's sort of where things have gone since then. The threads are still going. There's been over 1,000 threads.
Damn.
I remember I narrated the majority of the 1,000th thread, and that was interesting.
Yeah, you do a lot of narrations on YouTube, right?
I do.
What would you say is one of your largest narrations? What most viewed, I suppose.
Most viewed is literally, most viewed with over 10,000 is Milking the Milkmare, which is a flopfic. That is not anonymous in Equestria, but it is a human in Equestria, and it's very, very popular with a lot of people. So that's a thing.
You do a lot of NSFW narrations.
That's sort of my thing. That's sort of my thing. I'm actually, I don't do a lot of NSFW, but what I do is very professional sounding, because there's plenty of people who narrate like Klopfics and NSFW stories, Grimdark and all that, but you get them with like a $20 mic, or they have a horrible reading voice, or they don't have music, or they don't have sound effects, they don't have voice actors or actresses. And then you look at the other side of the spectrum, where you've got people like Obab Scribbler, who have over 50,000 subscribers, and she does these huge audio productions with music and voice actresses and voice actors and sound effects and all this stuff put together. Professional quality sounding. And I feel like that shouldn't be just restricted to specifically, she reads a lot of dark and grimdark and all that horror stories. I feel like it shouldn't be restricted to just those genres, only because of the content of the story. I feel like if someone wants to go out there and listen to a professional narration of an 18+ erotic fanfiction, which is literally what it is, they should be able to watch that and enjoy it in a controlled sort of story that caters to certain interests. And that's what I provide. I don't provide a lot of them yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, you've been busy as of late, haven't you?
I have been. Specifically with an internship that I had in Washington, D.C. I was working in the Department of Education, oddly enough, given what I do. But that was a very good internship for me. And it gave me a lot of time to just sort of figure out what I want to do after college, which I'm going to college for computer science.
Oh.
So it gave me a lot of insight onto what I'm wanting to do once I graduate and start entering the workforce and all that. So,
you're gonna be military? Or do you mean workforce and jobs and stuff?
Maybe. My interest is specifically cybersecurity. So you heard recently about like that huge leak of federal information.
No, I haven't.
Well, it was all over the news like a few months ago, but people looking at this might not remember that, because this is probably going to be like months after. But anyway, basically there was a leak of information for about 4.5 million employees.
Ooh.
And the one that was sort of leading the recovery effort was the chief information officer. And I was working right under him. So that was really good for me to sort of get that experience working with someone who was working on this massive undertaking. Yeah. Like, this is the biggest leak of information ever. So being able to work in that environment was very good for me. So, yeah. Moving away from personal professional stuff back to the narrations and stories and whatnot.
Yeah. What stories do you do in total? Like all your stories, which are the most common?
I'm sorry, what? One sec. What?
If you like on your YouTube channel, which type of story you do you narrate most often?
Specifically slice of life and comedy. Those are the two genres that I enjoy the most.
Mm-hmm.
I do have, let's see, I specifically do have 3 Clothic narrations that are like full on voice acted and everything. It's very interesting, but I only have 3 of those, but I have, I think, 5 slice of life / comedy stories. I specifically focus on not just Anonymous and Equestria, but just good human and Equestria stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my main sort of niche that I've claimed for myself.
If it's good, you'll do it.
Yeah, if it's good, I'll do it. And usually, specifically, I do a lot of unnamed human characters because it sort of ties into the whole Anonymous, etc. stories. But I've read a few stories where the character's named, and it's a mixed bag with a lot of people, because some people like the character with an actual human name, others like him unnamed, others like him named Anonymous, and if it's a good story, I don't care.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what do you think your viewers would like to see more of in both the YouTube channel and your stories?
Stories, more Sonic Boom, and YouTube channel, probably more Sonic Boom, because I have an audio play that I had been directing, and it's been postponed so many times, and I'm just now starting to get everything out and released, and it's everyone's wanting more of Sonic Boom, and I'm just like, I don't want to write any more of this, but I do want to finish this audio play because it's very well made. Everyone put a lot of effort into their character roles, and I'm just wanting to get this out and provide it to my viewership. And then I've got another thing that was my summer project called Daring Douche, which is probably the funniest story I have ever read. Ever.
Well, that title is better be.
It is. Like, I'm not sure when this will be released, but I have part 2. I have Gudia's Serenade adding music to it right now. But this story, it's beautiful. Like it's very flow of thought dialogue, which is something that a lot of 4chan stories in green text used to have. It's very reminiscent of like 2012 /MLP stories, which are they're my guilty pleasure, to be honest.
I used to read them actually. The very first thing the thing that got me into MLP was actually Mandroid's BIE story.
Rose and Equestria.
Yes.
That's a good one. I was actually playing Destiny with him earlier, and we were talking about how I was doing this interview, and he's just like, "Oh God, they know about AiE. Oh God, I hope they didn't read my story." And so this will be a very interesting thing that I can talk to him about.
Yeah, dude, I want to interview him so bad because that dude is awesome.
He's a very chill guy. If you want, I could probably add you to the AiE general chat on Skype, and you can talk with the people in there.
Yeah.
Just don't get mad at Lulzies. He will shit post everywhere.
Dude, I love those things. Those are awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bear, how did you become a brony?
Okay. So it was about September 2011. I believe season 2 was just going on at this point. I had actually followed the Been Drowned creepypasta series, the alternate reality game.
Yeah.
And there was a forum that we posted in where we would like share information, help decrypt things and all this. And one of the threads in the general chat was a 500, it was the largest thread in the entire forum.
Christ.
It was a 519 page thread on My Little Pony. And this had gone back since like season 1. So we're talking like way back when it first started. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, it was insane. And I looked at it and I was going through the thread and I decided, you know what? I'm going to check this out because literally there was like the topic title was My Little Pony, and then the subtitle was I'm a grown man, why do I love this? So I decided my curiosity was getting the better of me, and I was going to look into this, and I marathoned the entire first season up to... Actually, no, I marathoned the first season, and then the second season up to the new episode that following Saturday.
Wow.
Which I think that one was the one where Spike, is all greedy and turns into the big dragon at the end of like the episode, and then they have to save him. Something I can't remember the name of the episode, but it was like really, it was like the first half of season 2. Yeah. So I marathoned all of season 1 and then half of season 2, and then watched the new episode that Saturday.
Damn.
And I have never left.
Well, as you know, curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought him back, so, you know.
In my case, curiosity got me into writing and voice acting horse fan fiction.
Yeah.
So, well, take from that what you will.
Yeah. So you consider yourself a brony, right?
I guess, yeah.
Because I've met a lot of people who are technically bronies, but they don't consider themselves as bronies, because the bronies have been, so debased lately.
It's a bit of a give or take. It really depends on where you're from and the people that you interact with on a daily basis. Me, I don't have that issue because most people that I talk to don't care, as they shouldn't. So I can go around and just go about my business. And if someone comes up to me and is like, "Oh, hey, you watch this show, My Little Pony?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, sure. It's a good show. I like the colors. It's very colorful. I like it. And I'm colorblind. So I'm specifically red-green colorblind. So the colors in it, they're very pastel. So I enjoy it's very easy for my eyes to look at. I can watch it for a long time without my eyes getting tired. And it's good. It's good. I can watch it for hours at a time without having to worry about my eyes. So, yeah.
Well, they cater to every group.
More or less. Yeah. Got some interesting people on Tumblr, though.
And you would say that MLP inspired you to do your writings and voice acting and such?
I will say that I have always been interested in doing radio. That's been something that's actually in the family. My great grandfather was a radio personality in California back when they had like these old time radios and stuff, and that was pretty much the only medium that you could. That was pretty much the only medium. They didn't have TVs back then.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the only source of mass media. Yeah. And he was a radio personality back then, and I've always been interested in just like audio tech and whatnot. I tried briefly going into graphic design, and I found out that it wasn't for me, mostly because I was colorblind. So audio, on the other hand, I've always been interested in radio and specifically in music because I've been playing piano for 15 years, something like that.
Damn.
But yeah, I've been playing for a while. But that's always been an interest of mine, just audio engineering, audio work in general. So having people, and it was actually Pale Narrator, who was one of the big personalities in AiE back in the early days, who was doing these vocal readings of these short stories, who sort of spurred my interest. He taught me the very bare minimum basics of Audacity, which was what he was using at the time.
Yeah.
And he sort of got me into it. And I don't know if he regrets it or not, but I don't know.
He'll probably just be looking at videos like, well, I did something awesome. Damn, I regret this so much.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I like talking to him.
I actually use Audacity for my editing of the audio and whatnot, because I suck with videos.
I actually use a combination of Audacity and Adobe Audition, mostly because Audacity doesn't noise removal, like it doesn't remove all the background noise, and Adobe Audition does.
Yeah,
it's very good.
My Audacity works for me really well because my background noise is really potent. It's not like most people background noise where you take it out and there's still a little bit of it left. My stuff is more potent, so when you take out the background noise, it takes out all the background noise. Yeah.
And usually what I do with Audacity is I run the first noise removal in Audacity, and then I export the audio, and then I run it through Adobe Audition and do that noise removal, because Audacity, the noise removal is very clunky. It's very basic. And Audition, it's a more fitting title, I guess. It's noise reduction. And rather than just, because what it does is when you do noise removal, you get the noise profile, and it takes like a snapshot of the background noise, right? And then you run the processing through the entire audio file. Now, when you do that, rather than reduce that decibel, like it's in megahertz, rather than reduce that sound, it completely cuts it instead of reducing it. So it's a lot less precise, but if you have a lot of background noise, it's kind of good. It cuts out a lot of your speaking, depending on the tone of voice that the people have.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's your audio editing lesson of the day, kids. Listen to your good old buddy Wuten. Magic.
How much Poe merchandise do you own?
Let's see. 2 shirts, some mini figurines, and a vinyl scratch vinyl collectible.
Ooh, I would do.
And let's see. I have a little headpiece thing with like ears and a horn that I got from BronyCon.
Nice.
And some pictures that some people ordered from BronyCon and signed in very interesting places. I will never frame them. They are going to be in my closet for the rest of eternity. But yeah, I don't have a lot of pony merchandise, actually. I spend a lot of money other places like college. So I don't have a lot of money to spend.
What is your favorite / least favorite moment in an MLP episode?
Favorite moment would probably have to be the Smooze episode. Just that entire episode. It was pretty good.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. Specifically the moment where we get to see where Discord lives, only because that entire scene
That was just brilliantly done.
That was beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah.
And least favorite, Spike at your service. Literally, that whole episode didn't need to happen.
It was bad.
It was really bad.
Not as bad as the sidekick episode though. The one after the Crystal Games.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
actually
that was terrible.
No. There's two episodes that I don't like. One is Spike at your service, and the other one is Equestria Games, because fuck that writing. It was awful. Oh god.
Oh, I wish they showed us more of the games and not more Spike being whiny ass.
Oh god. I will say though, the only redeeming factor of that entire episode was the singing bit, only because it was supposed to be as cringeworthy as possible, and they succeeded so well.
If they were trying to make us cry, they did well.
Cry tears of pain. Yes.
Oh, poor ears that heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any headcanons?
You know what? I do. This is actually something that's shared between myself and another friend of mine. So Celestia can't into friendship. And that's why, okay, so think about it. The entire early series is revolving around Twilight sending letters of friendship lessons that she's learned herself to Celestia. And then Celestia reads those letters. And then from there, you see over the course of the seasons, she's gradually changing into less of the godly, regal figure into an actual character.
Person.
Right?
Yeah.
So, the way I see it, and my friend sees it, is that she's having her student go out and learn these friendship lessons and send letters back to her teacher so that both of them can apply them to everyday life.
Huh.
Right?
That is the first time I've ever heard that theory.
And it's very interesting, because think about it. 1,000 years ago, how did Celestia deal with her problems? Luna? She wanted everyone to enjoy the night. Send her to the moon. Discord was the current ruler. Discord was the current ruler at the time of his coming to power. She encases him in stone. Crystal Empire, she and her sister trap Sombra in like the frozen north. Tyrek, they trap in Tartarus. Lots of trapping, lots of sending people to horrible things. Especially her sister. That's really the one that
I'd love
really
to see my
solidified
sister
this.
tell.
That's really the one that solidified this theory. Was the fact that her sister wanted people to love her, and so she sent her to the moon so she wouldn't have to deal with it for 1,000 years. So think about that. That's
kind of cruel and unusual punishment right there.
Exactly. And so she sent her student to learn these friendship lessons so that she can become a better ruler. Mind blown.
Fits really well. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go,
Blew
viewers.
your mind there.
There you go, viewers. Here's another lesson of awesomeness from this show.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Are you interested in meeting the VAs in the show?
I actually met Andrea Libman in BronyCon, so that was pretty cool. She's very laid back. She's very easy to talk to.
Yeah.
John Delancey is laid back. He's very easy to talk to. However,
he's the massive troll.
At the time of my meeting him for the signings, he was very tired. because what had happened apparently was he had gotten there Friday, and it was like an overnight flight, and he hadn't gotten a lot of sleep.
Hmm.
So at the time, he had they give them, I think it's like 4 hours for signing, and then like a 2-hour break, and then they swap out people for signing and whatnot. It's a very interesting thing that they have set up. But he decided to sign all the way through his break. So at the time of this, he had been signing for like 6 hours. So he was very tired, not wanting. He wasn't wanting to do anything, pretty much. He wasn't wanting to interact with a lot of people at the time, and that's okay. I can understand that. And from what I can tell from other people talking earlier in the day, he was a lot more jovial, I guess. He's very sociable, but at the time you can't overwork yourselves. Signing is a very grueling process. Trust me. I've seen the results.
Seems that signing is kind of long and annoying.
It's you have to be used to it, I guess is the word. It's how do I put this? If you ever work at a desk job and you get to the point where you're working like a 9 to 5, 8 hour straight, it's like that, but with no lunch break. And if you ever work at a desk job and you don't have a break like in the middle of it for food or something, that's insane. Don't do that to yourself. No, don't. Ugh. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It's not.
What do you think of the fandom so far, as you've seen it?
Well, I've been in the fandom since 2011, and from what I can tell, it's not really changed all that much. I mean, you get more people. Like this past BronyCon was the largest one they've had. It was 10,011 people.
Wow.
Which is insane. Because I come from a community of about 50,000. So that's 1/5 of my town. All in a convention center.
Wow.
That's insane. Even from like fandom standards, that's insane for me to think about.
Yeah, a lot of people nowadays, they think that the fandom has changed extremely. What are your thoughts on that?
It really depends on who and where you interact. For example, I usually, for the longest time, and I still do, I interact on 4chan's /MLP board. Now, if anyone else has been there since the beginning, you know that back then things were a lot more lenient than they are now. Because the real trigger point was the fact that Lauren Faust came and visited 4chan after Equestria Girls was announced.
Yeah.
And that's when everything started changing. Everyone started, the mods decided to start policing the rules more, which is, I can understand it, but at the same time, it's, you're messing with the fabric of things, and you're not supposed to do that. But that was really the trigger point. For example, we were allowed to post not safe for work, like pictures and stuff on /MLP for the longest time. And then after Lauren Faust visited, they started policing. They got rid of the Milky board, the Milky Way thread, which I was very disappointed in, because that's my bread and butter. That's
a
my honey and
lot
milk.
of people
That's
were
my honey and
sad
milk,
that
man.
thing was
You can't
gone.
do that. Yeah,
A lot of people were sad that was gone.
Yeah. So that was really sort of the trigger point where things just started spreading out. And I mean, I can understand why they would want to police that place more. But at the same time, it's 4chan. It is a blue board. It is a blue board. It is a safe for work board. But at the same time, if someone's posting, it's 4chan. You're not supposed to browse 4chan at work.
If you do, you have some very interesting work hobbies.
The phrase "fucking dumb" gets thrown around a lot, mostly by me. But that's fucking dumb. But yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets so far?
Regrets
in life?
Well, fandom-wise, I do regret adding a few people on Skype that I shouldn't have. Mostly because it ended up being a situation where they were pretty much it was cyber stalking, I guess is the word. It was a very troubling time for a lot of not just me, but a lot of people that I know, because it was sort of like they were starstruck and they wanted to find out like information on all of us and do things with us that were it's not a fun time. Not a fun time. But that got all sorted out, and that's pretty much my only regret, I guess, is adding this person and I guess enabling them to connect with people. But yeah, that's all sorted out. It's no more of that.
So remember, guys, if you're trying to contact Wuten, make sure you do it well.
Make sure you're not fucking creepy. Yeah, please. I can understand sarcastic creepy, but if you're legit creepy, please keep that to yourself. If you try to get underage VAs to voice in Klopfix live in Skype calls with you as the main character, that ain't all right. Anyway, moving on.
That's disturbing.
That was basically what it was. It was very interesting.
Oh,
so yeah, don't do that.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay, I'll turn my fan back on. I'm melting.
What gave you the idea for your YouTube name?
My YouTube name, Wuten? Fuck. Oh man, this goes back to like 2005.
Ooh, wow. 10 years ago.
Yeah. 10 years ago, I was playing Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, and one of the features of that game is you're able to create your own character and customize them and customize their stats and all that and play through the campaign. And one of the characters that I made was I wanted to make it sound as Chinese as possible, so I named him Wu and then made a little hyphen 10. And then in about 2006, I started playing World of Warcraft, and I wanted to create a character that was... I created a rogue character, and I wanted to carry over that name. Well, if you play World of Warcraft back then, you know that you can't have like special characters or hyphens or spaces in your name. So it ended up being Wuten. So I just squeezed the two together, and it was just Wuten.
So you've had that name for a decade.
I have had this name for a decade.
Impressive. Have you used that name in really big projects that people can look for?
Yes. If you look at my YouTube channel, I have this playlist that has it's titled Outside Projects, and anything that I appear in outside of my YouTube channel will go there. So anything from podcasts to vlogs to actual audio plays. I'm in a few things with Obab Scribbler and Gudia Serenade and all this stuff. We have like sort of a interconnected network of people that we can contact for voices and stuff. and I'm in a lot of those things. I will be. I can't say this. I can't say it, but I will be in something very soon as the main character. That'll be on Obab Scribbler's channel. Yeah, other than that, anything that I appear in will retroactively be added to that playlist by the order of upload date. So if you go to the beginning of the playlist, that's literally like the first things that I ever appeared in. And then it just goes from there up to the newest things that I've been in.
Wow.
So this will probably be on there also. I'll be adding this on here. I'll be adding this on here also once it gets uploaded. So there's an extra source of traffic for that. All right. So last question.
Yeah, last question. If you could create your own planet with its own species, what would the both of them look like?
Okay. I had my own planet.
Here.
It would probably. That is actually a good question. You ever seen Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. The city or the planet of Alderaan it's very
the one that was mercilessly blown up into
the one
pieces?
that was mercilessly blown to smithereens in episode 4. That would probably be the planet. And species, shit, probably just like some sort of squid people. I don't know.
Like
Okay,
Splatoon?
that's kind of awesome.
Not
Wouldn't it need to
Splatoon.
be like a water-based planet though? If there's squid people,
Alderaan was water based. It had a lot of water on it. It was
Okay.
very it was very
I haven't seen the movies since I left.
how do I
My
well
boat.
it's not in the movies, but it's in like extended universe stuff.
Huh.
If you've ever seen okay, so if you've ever been to Europe and you've seen like Sweden, like the mountainous areas of Sweden with like the lakes and rivers and ocean and all that, that's basically Alderaan. It's a very nice place. It's very cold. It's very cold on the planet's winter time, I guess. But that's basically Alderaan. And squid people. Yes.
Right.
Let's just add Alderaan, some Splatoon in there, some ice, stab everyone.
I've seen so much stuff about Splatoon, but I haven't been arsed to play it.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Annoying as hell to handle, but a good game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which game?
Huh?
Which game?
Splatoon.
Splatoon. You're a kid now, you're a squid now, all that shit.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
hate
how
that that's
this
the
goes.
only words in that damn song. It's annoying.
I haven't even heard the song. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the lyrics.
Ouch. But yeah, so outro time. Yay! If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps a lot. And go check out Wuten's channel. That's an awesome way of saying that, by the way. He's a lot of fun and really cool. And really, he's just go watch him.
I'll read Klopfix in a very sexy, deep voice, just for you.
Beautiful. I still got it.
Okay, let me peel that out of my brain. Okay. Oh.
Come on, Sid. You know you want to listen to it. Let me get my New Yorker accent up in here. Come on, man. You know you wanna come and listen to my sweet, sexy vocal cords.
But in all seriousness, thanks for having me on here. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah. Y'all have
Yeah.
a good one.
Me
And
too.
to the viewers out there, y'all have a good one. Good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whenever you watch this. and we will see you very soon.
Yeah. So as always, viewers, we shall see you on the next video. And now
Have a good
Wuten
one.
shall do a weird voice for us.
What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know, I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids in Al Qaeda, and I have over 300 confirmed kills.
I could do the rest of it, but that's way too much, and we're trying to wrap things up. So y'all have a good one.
My God.
Good night.
Auf Wiedersehen.